We've been together 4 years. He's always struggled financially, and I have not. I've worked my ass off to be financially stable, and it's important to me that I stay that way. I encouraged him to find a stable job, and he did, and was getting ahead financially. After more than a year of his financial stability, we decided to move in together, and he proposed. Shortly after the proposal, he unexpectedly quit his job. I know he was burnt out and the work environment wasn't great, but it was a steady income. It was a big shock to say the least, but I tried to be supportive since I knew he was stressed to the max, and that's what partners do. He told me he would find at least a side gig in the next few months while he worked on building his own business. That allayed my stress for the time being. It's been 5 months now and he still hasn't found anything to bring in income, but he is working on building a business. The business is not likely to bring in any income for at least several more months, and I'm not sure if it will at all, because I haven't seen any progress. I do try to ask him about it, but he's still in the building phase and hasn't tried to find clients who will need the work he provides yet since he isn't ready. I think it's a good business idea, but I worry about the actual execution. Meanwhile, he has debts he is responsible for and has burned through his money. I have lent him some, and the payback date has come and went. He asked me to help cover his car payment and gas since he uses the car to help care for my kids. I told him I was uncomfortable with that, and it turned into a multi-day argument. He's now asked me to cover his debts while he works on his business, and frames it as me investing in him because we are building a partnership together. I get that, but the ask feels indefinite to me, and when I try to put an end date to it, conversations turn vague and I'm left feeling like I don't believe in him, and I'm unwilling to support him. Maybe I am unwilling to support him this way, financially, and that's why I'm feeling so burnt out. I want to be a supportive partner, but I feel like I'm possibly being taken advantage of. I can also see the side where sometimes things are tough and partners have to support each other. Sickness, health, rich, poor, you know? I'm having a hard time because he is able-bodied and capable of bringing in income. I haven't seen any urgency or work toward at least doing something interim while he tries to build up his company, and that's what I need to see. When I bring this up, he always says he's working on something for his business for a couple weeks until he can get to the next step, kind of like he doesn't have time for a side job. I guess I feel like having money to pay current expenses is more important immediately, and he should work on building his business on the side of that, rather than the other way around. I'm able to pay all of the expenses, but it's making me feel financially claustrophobic, if that makes sense. I have goals that I have to sideline since I have his extra expenses at the moment. When I tell him I'm at capacity and I can't cover his expenses, I somehow end up feeling like I'm unsupportive and don't believe in him, which isn't the case. I just want him to cover his own life. He tells me everything is always mine or his, and we need to think of everything together. What's the line between being supportive and being taken advantage of? What's the line between able to bring in income and willing to bring in income? I feel like he sees my income as sufficient for our life, so we're fine. But honestly, I'm overworked and overwhelmed and would like to have some breathing room where I could take a small step back at work. When I talk about this, he says he will just work until he's 90 then. It feels very unproductive. Top comment: this will be your life. It wasn't a coincidence that he quit after he snagged you. It was planned. Thank goodness you see who he is before you wed and get pregnant. You would be much more financially responsible for his future than you are now. Someone replied, well, after you dump them, they do. It's like magic. Another commented, sorry to hear. I had an ex-partner too who needed to move into my home because he was homeless. He could earn $500 a day but burned through his money. In 12 months, he paid a water bill once and nothing towards food or staying in my home. He left, angry and bitter towards me, and found a new victim. I never gave him any money or financially supported him, but he stayed rent-free. Never again. Get him out of your house. OP replied, it feels this way sometimes. I feel like I'm providing so much, but it's not enough. The house, utilities, food, etc. don't count because I would have to pay them anyway with or without him. He hasn't verbalized that, but that's the undercurrent I feel. Another responded to OP, you need to listen to this commenter, OP. At 40, your partner likely has no retirement savings, no investments, and right now, a resume with a massive gap. Many of us have dealt with this, but most end up in decades-long marriages waiting for change only to wipe ass his whole life. What's your thoughts on this? Thanks for watching.